Narrator. Hello, fantastic English learners, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast's beginner series. I'm your narrator, and I'm so happy you're here with us today. Have you ever wanted to try something new, like a new restaurant, a good book, or a fun place to visit? Sometimes it's hard to choose. That's when we ask for recommendations. A recommendation is advice from someone who has experience with something, telling you if it's good or bad and why. Asking for recommendations is a very common and useful topic in everyday conversations. It helps us discover new things, make good choices, and connect with people by asking for their opinions. Knowing how to ask for recommendations in English will greatly improve your ability to interact in many different situations, from planning an evening out to choosing a new hobby. That's why today we're focusing on asking for recommendations in English. We'll explore simple words and phrases to ask for advice on various topics, like places to eat, movies to watch, or books to read. Learning these phrases will give you a great boost in your ability to get helpful information and participate in conversations. In this episode, you're about to hear a natural and easy-to-follow conversation between two friends, Liam and Freya. They will talk about asking for and giving recommendations for different things. They'll use simple English, making it easy for you to understand and start asking for recommendations yourself. After their conversation, we'll have a short, active practice session to help you use these new words and phrases yourself. Listen closely to their simple English and the useful vocabulary they use. Get ready to expand your vocabulary and practice listening just by tuning in. Let's dive into the conversation. Liam: Hi Freya. How are you today? I'm trying to find a good new restaurant for dinner tonight, and it made me think about how much I rely on other people's advice. Do you often ask for recommendations, Freya? What kind of recommendations do you usually ask for? Freya: Hi Liam. I'm doing great, thanks. Oh yes, I ask for recommendations all the time. So helpful. I usually ask for recommendations for restaurants, especially when I'm in a new city or looking for something different. I also often ask for book recommendations because I love to read. And sometimes I ask for movie or TV show recommendations if I want to watch something good. What about you, Liam? What kind of recommendations do you usually look for? Liam: That's great, Freya. Restaurants, books, and movies are all excellent things to get recommendations for. For me, I often ask for restaurant recommendations like today, especially for places with good vegetarian options. I also ask for places to visit when I'm traveling to a new town or city. And sometimes I ask for new music recommendations because I like to discover new bands. Do you have a favorite restaurant you would recommend to someone visiting your city, Freya? Freya: Yes, I do, Liam. If someone was visiting my city, Copenhagen, Denmark, I would highly recommend a restaurant called The Little Bistro. It's located on Nyhavn 12, 1051 Copenhagen. They serve delicious traditional Danish food, but with a modern twist. Their open-faced sandwiches are amazing, and the atmosphere is very cozy and friendly. It's not too expensive either. What about you, Liam? Do you have a favorite place you'd recommend in your city? Liam: The Little Bistro in Nyhavn sounds wonderful, Freya. Delicious food and a cozy atmosphere are perfect. For my city, Dublin, Ireland, I would recommend a cafe called The Daily Grind. It's on Dame Street, Dublin 2. They make the best coffee in the city, and their pastries are always fresh. It's a great place to relax or meet friends. It's often busy, but it's worth it. When you ask for a restaurant recommendation, what information do you usually give to help the person recommend something suitable? Freya: The Daily Grind with the best coffee and fresh pastries sounds like a great recommendation for Dublin, Liam. I'll remember that if I visit. When I ask for a restaurant recommendation, I usually give some important details. I'll say what kind of food I like, e.g. Italian, Asian, vegetarian, what my budget is, e.g. cheap, medium-priced, expensive, and who I'm going with, e.g. with friends for a romantic dinner with family. This helps the person recommend a place that fits my needs. What information do you usually give when you ask for a recommendation, Liam? Liam: That's very smart, Freya. Giving the type of food, budget, and who you're with is very helpful. I do something similar. When I ask for a recommendation, especially for a movie or TV show, I usually tell the person what genres I like, e.g. comedy, action, drama, and what I've enjoyed recently. I also tell them what I don't like or what I've already seen. For example, I like comedies and I just watched The Office. Do you know any other funny shows but not a cartoon? Do you find it easy to give recommendations, Freya, or is it sometimes difficult? Freya. Giving genres and what you've enjoyed or disliked is very useful for movie recommendations, Liam. It really narrows it down. I think it's usually easy to give recommendations if it's for something I know well and truly like. For example, I can easily recommend a book I loved and explain why. But it can be difficult if I don't know the person's taste very well, or if they ask about something I don't have much experience with, like a very specific type of technical software. How about you, Liam? Is it easy or difficult for you to give recommendations? Liam, I agree, Freya. It's easy if you know the topic well and the person's preferences. It's harder if you don't. For me, it's usually easy to give recommendations for music or places to visit because I have strong opinions on those. But I find it difficult to recommend books because everyone has such different tastes and what I love someone else might not enjoy at all. I worry they won't like it. Do you ever feel bad if someone doesn't like your recommendation? Freya. I understand feeling worried about book recommendations, Liam. Tastes are so personal. And yes, sometimes I do feel a little bit bad if someone doesn't like my recommendation, especially if I was very excited about it. I think, oh no, maybe my taste is strange. But then I remember that everyone is different and it's okay. It's part of the risk of asking for or giving recommendations. Do you ever get a bad recommendation, something you really don't like? Liam. That's true, Freya. It's part of the risk. And yes, I have received a few bad recommendations. Once a friend recommended a horror movie saying it was not that scary. But it was terrifying for me. I couldn't sleep that night. Another time I tried a restaurant based on a recommendation and the food was very bland with no flavor. I didn't finish it. But usually recommendations are helpful. What makes a recommendation good in your opinion, Freya? Freya. Oh, a terrifying horror movie is definitely a bad recommendation, Liam. And bland food is disappointing. A good recommendation, in my opinion, is one that matches my taste or need very well. It means the person who recommended it really listened to what I was looking for. Also, a good recommendation usually includes a clear reason why they recommend it. For example, you should read this book because it has a strong female character and you like those kinds of stories. Or, this restaurant is great because they have many vegetarian options and you're vegetarian. What makes a recommendation good for you, Liam? Liam, that's a great point, Freya. Matching my taste and including a clear why are essential for a good recommendation. For me, a good recommendation is also one that introduces me to something new and surprising that I wouldn't have found myself, but which I end up loving. For example, a friend recommended a type of music I never listened to before, but now I'm a big fan. Also, I appreciate a recommendation that is honest, even if it has a small negative point. For example, this cafe is great, but it can be noisy. This helps me know what to expect. Do you find that some people are naturally better at giving recommendations than others? Freya. Yes, honest recommendations, even with small negative points, are very helpful, Liam. It sets clear expectations. And yes, I definitely find that some people are naturally better at giving recommendations than others. Some friends just seem to understand my taste very well and always know exactly what I'll like. They are also usually good listeners and remember what I've talked about before. Other people might recommend something simply because they liked it without thinking if I will like it. Do you think it's polite to always take someone's recommendation? Liam, that's so true, Freya. The best recommenders are usually good listeners who understand your taste. About being polite, I think it's polite to listen carefully to someone's recommendation and thank them for their advice. But I don't think you have to always take it. Sometimes, it just doesn't fit your needs or mood at that moment. It's okay to say, "Thank you, that sounds interesting, but I think I'll try something else this time." You can be polite without doing exactly what they say. What do you think, Freya? Freya. I agree completely, Liam. Listening and thanking is polite, but you don't have to follow every recommendation. It's important to be honest in a kind way. Do you ever ask for recommendations online, perhaps from review websites or social media groups? Liam. Yes, Freya, I often ask for recommendations online, especially for restaurants or hotels. I use websites like TripAdvisor or Google Maps reviews to see what other people think. I also sometimes look at food blogs or travel blogs from people who live in a certain city. For movies, I might check social media groups or movie review sites. I find it helpful to see many different opinions. Do you use online resources for recommendations, Freya? Freya: yes, Liam, I do too. Online reviews are very useful, especially for restaurants and hotels. I use websites like Yelp or local city guides to find places with high ratings. For books, I often check Goodreads, which is a website where people review books. I also follow some book influencers on Instagram who give great recommendations. It's a quick way to get many ideas. Do you think people are more honest with their recommendations online or in person? Liam: that's great, Freya. Yelp and Goodreads are excellent resources. I think people are sometimes more honest online, especially if they are writing a review anonymously. They might feel more comfortable giving a very strong negative opinion online than they would to your face. However, in-person recommendations usually have more personal context because the person knows you. So both have their benefits. What kind of recommendation do you think is the hardest to give? Freya: that's an interesting point about honesty online versus in person, Liam. Both have their value. For me, I think the hardest recommendation to give is for personal services like finding a good doctor, a good mechanic for your car, or even a good hairdresser. These things are very personal, and what works for one person might not work for another. Also, the stakes can be high, so you want to be very careful with your advice. Have you ever been asked for a recommendation that was very hard to give? Liam: you're right, Freya. Personal services are definitely hard to recommend. People have very specific needs and trust is very important. Yes, I was once asked for a recommendation for a career coach. My friend was feeling very lost about his job and wanted advice for changing his whole career. I didn't know anyone personally, and I felt a lot of pressure because it was such an important decision for him. It was hard to suggest someone reliable and truly helpful. What's the best recommendation you've ever received? Freya: asking for a career coach recommendation sounds like a lot of pressure, Liam. That's a very serious request. The best recommendation I've ever received was for a hiking trail near where I live, close to Chamonix-Mont-Blanc, France. A friend told me about this specific trail, saying it had amazing views of the mountains and a beautiful waterfall at the end. I went last summer and it was even more beautiful than she described. The path was clear and the views were breathtaking. It was a truly perfect day, all thanks to her recommendation. What about you, Liam? What's the best recommendation you've ever received? Liam: wow, a hiking trail with amazing mountain views and a waterfall near Chamonix-Mont-Blanc sounds absolutely incredible, Freya. That's truly a fantastic recommendation. The best recommendation I've ever received was for a small local jazz club in New Orleans, USA, located on Frenchman Street. A local told me about it when I was visiting. It wasn't famous, but the music was amazing, the atmosphere was lively, and I spent a whole evening there listening to incredible musicians. It was an authentic experience I wouldn't have found in a tourist guide. It made my trip unforgettable. Do you think asking for recommendations helps you learn more about other people's interests? Freya: a small local jazz club on Frenchman Street in New Orleans sounds absolutely magical, Liam. That's the perfect kind of unique recommendation that makes a trip special. And yes, I absolutely think asking for recommendations helps you learn more about other people's interests. When someone recommends something, they are usually talking about something they are passionate about. They share what they like, what they value, and why. It's a great way to understand their hobbies, their favorite types of entertainment, and even their personality. It helps you see the world through their eyes for a moment. This has been a great chat about recommendations. I've really enjoyed hearing about your experiences. Liam: yes, it has been, Freya. I've really enjoyed hearing about your tips for asking and giving recommendations, and your amazing hiking trail story. It's always interesting to learn about how people discover new things. Freya: it definitely is, Liam. It helps us understand each other better. Well, it was really nice talking to you about recommendations. I should probably get going now. I have a book club meeting soon and I need to pick out my next read. Liam: of course, Freya. I understand completely. I hope you find a great book for your club. It was really nice catching up with you and learning so much about asking for recommendations. Have a great rest of your day. Freya: you too, Liam. Enjoy your dinner at the new restaurant. See you around soon. Liam: see you, Freya. Practice session. Your turn to speak. Narrator. All right, fantastic learners, it's your turn to practice. I'll ask you a question about recommendations. Listen to my question, then say your answer aloud. Try to use the new phrases you heard today. What is one thing you often ask for recommendations for? Good. Now, what information do you usually give to help someone recommend something? Excellent. One more. What is the best recommendation you have ever received? Narrator. Fantastic work. Now just quickly repeat these two important phrases after me. Can you recommend a good book? This restaurant is great. Narrator. You're doing great. Keep practicing asking for recommendations in English. Conclusion. Narrator. Wow, you've done an incredible job today. You just practiced a very useful and common topic, asking for recommendations in English. You can now confidently ask for advice on restaurants, movies, books, and more, and also understand how to give helpful recommendations to others. This is a fantastic step in your English journey. Remember to use these new phrases every day. The next time you're looking for something new or someone asks for your opinion, try to describe it in English to yourself or a friend. Every time you practice, you're building real confidence step by wonderful step. Keep learning, keep speaking. Don't miss our next lesson in the beginner series. Goodbye for now.